Welcome to my honest review about the Whoop 4.0. As you can see, I'm currently wearing it. It's currently charging and I'm also wearing the Oura Ring. Today it's about the Whoop. And I've been using it for almost 314 days to be exact. Before I'm going to share my experience, I firstly want to explain to you why I even bought the Whoop at the first place. 2 years ago, I wanted to know how well I slept. Because I didn't know. I didn't know what the quality of my sleep was. I wanted that insight so I could optimize my sleep quality. I wanted to know how much REM sleep I got and how much deep sleep I got. And based on that, I could A/B test. Next to that, I wanted to also discover how well my body recovered by monitoring my HRV, heart rate variability. At that point in my life, I was at a pretty low budget when it comes down to investing in my health. So I thought, which one should I choose? The Whoop Band or the Oura Ring? Well, the Whoop Band is 30 euros a month. The Oura Ring at that time was for me a big investment. So I chose the Whoop Band. And it was pretty interesting. The first few nights I was like, whoa. It was so insightful. It gave me some form of control. I knew exactly that I needed to improve my REM sleep. So that is what I did. I tested a lot of stuff out to optimize my REM sleep, to recover mentally, to make sure that I was well rested after each night. So it gave me a lot of control over my sleeping quality, my rhythm, and it gave me also the drive to create new good habits. So after a few months, I got these results. I got more insight into my health, so I knew exactly what kind of choices I needed to make in order to have an optimal night of sleep. Next to that, I was aware of my choices. So after testing it for months, I knew that if I would go to sleep 2 hours later, that I will have a shortage in deep sleep. I also knew that when I was using my mobile phone before going to sleep, that I will sleep very light. So I was aware of my choices, cause and effect. Next to that, I trained myself to become more resilient against stress by monitoring my HRV. So I knew exactly the moments I needed to take a break, and I knew exactly what I needed to do in order to stress my body for a short amount of time in order to raise that standard. And those were the results. Next to that, I was also using the Oura Ring. After a few months, I invested in the Oura Ring, but that's for another video. Today I want to talk about my honest opinion, my personal experience, and my experience as a coach when it comes down to monitoring the Whoop stats. Firstly, let me begin with the pros that I have been experiencing from the Whoop. The first pro is pretty simple. It's design. It's a wristband. Instead of it being a ring, it's a wristband, which is pretty chill. It doesn't get in the way. It isn't uncomfortable. It sits comfortably, and it's also waterproof, but that's another thing. So it's a wristband. For me, it's a pro. For a lot of our clients, it's a pro. So it depends on personal preference. So the second benefit is that it is focused around athletes. If you will look at their advertising, their marketing, it's focused all around athletes. And I see myself as an athlete. So I exercise at least 5 times a week with a combination of cardio, HIIT, lifting weights, and tracking my workouts with the Whoop has been pretty insightful. And it has also shown me that I have a lot of room to improve when it comes down to my exercises. Specifically looking at my heart rate. My heart rate was pretty high in the beginning. Now it's getting lower, lower and lower. And I can extend my workout windows. I don't need to do it, but I am more resilient to stress. Another thing that I like about the Whoop is its community. The community is amazing. It gives me a feeling of competition because on a daily basis I could see on which number I stand. So it's pretty competitive, especially when I got into a group. Then it's like, okay, who is better? Who slept the best? Who has exercised the most? Who recovered well? who didn't recover as well. So it was like a little competition that Whoop had created for me with its community. And that is really amazing. And I think that a lot of tracking tools like the Oura Ring miss a good and great community where there is a feeling of competition. So that is what I like about the Whoop. Next to that, it's on a monthly subscription. So when you're on a low budget or when you don't want to make a big investment at one time, it's a easy way to purchase the Whoop. And yeah, you could experience it for a few months. And after that, if you don't want it, you can quit your subscription. And that is what I like about it. And now I want to talk about the cons. So, it's not perfect, okay? And one thing that I find really annoying is the time that it takes to transfer my data from the Whoop to my phone. So it takes a long time to load my data into the app, comparing it to the Oura Ring. So that is why I can create some contrast. Comparing to the Oura Ring, it takes a lot of time. And I'm used to fast loading times. So maybe I'm a little bit spoiled, but for me that is a con. I would like to see my results immediately when I open up the app. And it's also because for me, I'm not always connected with my phone. My Whoop band isn't always connected because I put my phone on airplane mode. So that is also a reason why it takes so long. But still, it takes a very long time to load my stats. So that is a con for me. Next to that is that I cannot turn it on airplane mode. I'm a firm believer of EMFs. I'm not even a believer. It's science. It's facts. Okay, so EMFs, some people are more sensitive to EMFs than others, but I'm pretty sensitive to it. The Whoop can't go on airplane mode. At least, if I can recall from my past experiences, I can't turn it on airplane mode. Which is pretty annoying because I'm really sensitive. And maybe it's a really small detail, but it would be amazing if you can turn your Whoop on airplane mode during the night, during the sleep. And turning it on and then the data will load up. That would be amazing, but for now it's a con for me. I can't turn it on airplane mode, which results in constantly emitting EMFs. Another con is for long-term tracking, it's not very clear. So I have some clients that use the Whoop and I review their Whoop stats on a weekly basis. I review their Oura stats on a weekly basis when they have an Oura Ring. And it's pretty difficult to create correlations. So it's pretty difficult to see which actions our clients are taking and what the consequences are exactly. So the consequence may be that they have a shortage in REM sleep. It's pretty hard for me to discover what the cause is of that shortage. So it would be amazing if for long-term tracking there's a dashboard that is also tracking progress. For example, the build-up of REM sleep over a period of time, over a period of months. I can't see that. I will only see peaks and dips, and that's the only thing that I can see. So it's pretty hard for me to indicate if they go up on long-term basis or if they go down on long-term basis. So that would be amazing if there's a dashboard that is suitable for long-term A/B testing, long-term data tracking. Next to that, the battery runs out pretty fast. Maybe it's my Whoop, but it takes around 24 hours for me, and then it's almost empty. Okay, so that is another con that I've experienced. These were the only cons that I've experienced from the Whoop. Okay, so it's an amazing tool to start off with your biohacking journey, with getting your health insightful. And yeah, for me, it's been amazing. I'm still using it, not regularly, sometimes. I use it mostly for exercise. Next to that, again, it's the first step to tracking your health. But I personally prefer the Oura Ring when it comes down to tracking my sleep and tracking my recovery, because it has a more user-friendly dashboard when it comes down to long-term tracking. Now I have a question for you. Should I make a Oura versus Whoop video? If so, I'm going to make it next week. I will compare the two health trackers with each other. Okay, so I will compare them with each other. So the one that has the most pros is the winner. So make sure you comment it down below. Let me know if you want to see that video. And then I will make that video and I will share my experience with both of these health trackers in one video. Okay, so hopefully you got something out of this video. Like it, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.